Drip, drip, stop, stop. Congressman Mike Fitzpatrick has had enough. The Pennsylvania Republican said he was inspired to propose a bill to cut NSA funding somewhere between the first revelations the spy agency was nabbing millions of Americans' phone records and the latest that it's policing 75% of all the internet traffic. Congressman Fitzpatrick, I'm sorry, joining me now. I'm left speechless, Congressman. What do you want to do here?
Well, Neil, first, thanks for your persistence in keeping after a federal government that is, consistently violating the federal privacy laws as against our citizens. So what I want to do is, I'm taking stock in all that I'm hearing back, in our district work periods, had a lot of community meetings, met with businesses. We're talking about a lot of things, including this NSA program. What I proposed is, basically limit Section 215 of the Patriot Act and make certain or require that the NSA have specific and material facts on an intelligence target before they collect that, and that it only pertain to people subject to an investigation. And if the NSA then is found by a court, and I just heard you report a moment ago that I guess another revelation came out of one of the secret courts rebuking the NSA.
And that was years ago, by the way, years ago. We're only finding out about it now.
So if the NSA is found to have violated the law, which we know there were 2,776 separate incidents in 1 year alone. If they're found to have violated the law, then they are defunded for that particular section and program under the Patriot Act.
All right, so Congressman, I'll give you some of the obvious counterpoints to this and what your critics will seize on. He is making us more vulnerable to bad guys doing bad things. You say what?
Well, I think the federal government hopefully knows who the bad guys are that are doing bad things, and we should be very specific.
The idea behind all the surveillance is that's what's helping them do that.
Well, there are many, many tools available, reasonable and constitutional tools available to law enforcement to find them.
Right.
And we need to strengthen them, and we need to provide them, but there needs to be oversight, proper oversight, not just by the judicial branch, but by the congressional branch as well. You can make the argument, Neil, that the federal government has collected so much data and so much information that they're just inundated with information. They can't actually they can't keep the Boston brothers, from getting, who are on a no-fly list, from getting on a plane and flying out of the country. We seem to be losing the forest for the trees here. Now, they need to be specific, and there needs to be what they say an articulable standard and suspicion on a specific individual.
Your point is talking about how it just seems to be so sweeping, so pervasive. I mean, when you talk about 75% of internet traffic, 115 plus million Americans' phone records, and you're putting it in a big old database, or that's a lot of terabytes. I don't even know what terabytes are, but I know that it's a lot of big devices with all our stuff on it that they're going to have for safekeeping just in case. And that's already done. They're not giving that back. That's already out there. So nothing in what you're proposing, Congressman, could undo what they've done, right?
But it's going to make sure that they understand, number one, that Section 215 is narrowly tailored, amended, and reined back in.
No, I understand, and I commend it, Congressman. But all I know about secret agencies and groups is we can secretly find a way around this, or we'll find a way around what the congressman's doing because we're onto something that's so secret we can't tell him, we can't tell you. Trust us, we're onto it. That's
the problem. You know what was most telling to me? The comments of former Judiciary Chairman Jim Sensenbrenner, who wrote the Patriot Act, who wrote Section 215, who defended it in 2005 when it was reauthorized, and again in 2011. He has now come full circle, and he's saying that these secret agencies are interpreting their authorization way beyond the scope of what he had envisioned when he wrote the act. So this is the time. We're at a crossroads in this country. We have to strike a new balance between, this American constitutional idea of personal liberty and the right to privacy, but also, the desire to ensure our national security. We're a great country. We can figure this out. But what I'm hearing, Neil, back in Pennsylvania, people believe, reasonable people believe that the federal government collecting, whether it's the medical records under Obamacare, financial transactions, credit card transactions under Dodd-Frank, and now all of these, internet and text messages and phone data under these NSA programs is just too much intrusion upon the lives of individual law-abiding American citizens, and somebody's got to call them on it.
Well, people could differ over your strategy, but at least you're the first I know has tried to put a money connection here between these efforts.